Here are my top 3 tips on how to improve your communication skills. I've been on Shark Tank. I've been approaching people. I guess studied um, social dynamics. I have been in sales for about a year, so I'm speaking to people every day, and I need to get them to trust me. And this is essentially a summary of the top 3 tips that I would like to tell. I would like to have told my younger self in order to improve the communication. First thing, slow the fuck down. There's no rush. Okay? There's no rush to blurt out what you're thinking in a disorganized manner. Because when you pause, you create a space for people to buy in. Like, for example, when I'm explaining something, first of all, I'm analyzing the person. Okay? Now, you do this subconsciously. People do it as a subconscious act. However, I do it consciously. So if I'm explaining something and I notice their eyes are looking down or they're leaning back and it's very obvious. However, one thing to do to get them back into it and to get them engaged again is to pause. Because if I'm explaining something, you get into a particular rhythm, and rhythms are hypnotic. There's a video online that if you go and watch, talking about this drummer and how he hypnotized to sleep within 5 minutes. And what he said is that he would grab like a drumstick and he would tap it at the same rhythm for about 3 to 4 minutes. Just the same rhythm over and over and over for about 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, whatever. And that basically got him very relaxed, very chilled, which helped him sleep. Now, when you speak, you have a particular rhythm to that as well. Okay? You don't realize it, but the other person does. Or even if you watch, like if you record yourself and then you rewatch it back, you will notice this rhythm. Which is why when you pause, you break the rhythm, which means that the other person has to, again, focus. And actually, it's not even just pausing, it's just when you change the rhythm. Like when you shout, for example, for no reason, or you suddenly become very quiet, right? And then you're explaining something that feels like it's very important, even though you're just saying the same words. Whenever you change your rhythm, that actually causes them to be more engaged, right? So again, this might actually be changing your rhythm, but the first one is pausing. The second thing is articulation. I, even now, struggle with murmuring. I think it's called murmuring or mumbling, mumbling, which is where when I speak, I don't pronounce every single syllable correctly and all the words just mumble together and you can't really understand me. That's my particular issue. So one thing that I'm trying to focus on is enunciation. Now, one thing you can do, one thing that I'm doing to focus on this is hyperbolizing everything. If you don't know what hyperbolizing means, it means over-exaggerating. So when you're saying something, over-exaggerate it. Like, over-exaggerate the way you say the syllables, the way you pronounce the syllables. Like, for example, when you're saying water, it's a stupid example, but when you're saying water, say water. Like, pronounce every single syllable in a particular word, and that way, when you speak, it will all sound much clearer. And the third thing is eye contact. It's such a simple thing, but when you master eye contact, you literally it's just different. especially in like when it's more in a romantic way, at least from what I've seen, that when you can genuinely have unwavering eye contact and you slow down and you lower your pitch, right, and you lower your volume, it's a completely different feeling and vibe. Right? And that's all started with your eye contact. Now, not even just in a romantic setting, but more like a presentation or sales setting when you're trying to get someone's attention. If you look at them directly in the eye, they are more likely to be listening to you. Because even if you put this on mute and I was just looking at you and you were watching this video and I was moving my hands and everything, you would still pay attention. And because I'm over exaggerating my words, you would still probably understand what I'm saying. Right? So eye contact is crucial. Super short video. If you want to see more, you know what to do. Peace.